Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my review for The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 14. And this episode is called The Other Side, and it came out on March 19th, 2017. And I did watch this episode last night, but I was too tired after doing 4 of these videos in a row, so I figured I would just review it today instead, because it was like pretty much 12:30 by the time I finished this episode, so I wanted to wait, and that's exactly what I did. So yeah, that's pretty much my story there. So let's just get right into the review for this episode. This episode mainly focused around everything that went on with the Hilltop group, which I think made sense because you really haven't seen much of them since episode 8. But you really haven't seen anything about their perspective on everything. So I actually like that they went to they focused this episode around them. It was probably still kind of a filler episode if you think about it, because it was just kind of mainly setting things up for episode 15 and then episode 16. But I still think this episode was still pretty decent. The episode starts off at the Hilltop community, kind of showing everything that they've been doing with kind of like a montage of Jesus getting the map of the sanctuary for Sasha. Daryl and Maggie kind of Daryl and Maggie kind of train in the Hilltop community to fight the Saviors, and kind of Gregory kind of going a little bit crazy and stuff. So that was kind of the main focus around this first part of the episode, and then it shows like Rosita coming in, and then it kind of like replayed that scene when Rosita came in and asked Sasha for help to take out Negan, and then that was pretty much the episode. And then it cut to the theme song, which I always skip now because if I've watched like a bunch of Walking Dead episodes in a row, I usually would just skip the intro. But so that's exactly what I did this time. And the episode itself then officially kind of kicks off. It starts off with Maggie, Sasha, and Eden, I think. I think that's where it started off. Yeah, I believe that's where it was that's where it did start off. And Jesus finds out that Sasha is planning to go kill Negan. I mean, he already known about it anyways, but they find out they're going to go a lot earlier than they said. And Sasha says that now she wants to do it because she wants to take Negan down. And now she doesn't want Rosita going by herself because she'll die if she goes. So it's at least better if 2 of them go. And Jesus says that Sasha should at least tell Maggie about it. And Sasha doesn't want to tell Maggie about it or Dale or anybody else because they don't want anybody to be worried about her and they don't want anybody to help. And then Eden says that, and Sasha also gives Eden this like this string that she's using to tie in a knot to make something for Maggie's baby. And Eden then says Eden then tells Sasha that if you don't tell Maggie, I'm gonna tell her in 10 minutes. And then what else happened in this episode that was really of significance before the next thing that happens? So I really don't remember. Really, that's it. That was kind of like the main focus around the first part of the episode. And then the Saviors arrive. And obviously Maggie and Dale hide because Dale, if they find him, he'll get I was going to say, but I guess unarrested in a sense. So he'll get murdered, actually. And then Maggie just wants to hide because they think Maggie's dead. So they don't want them to know that Maggie's alive. So they hide underneath a cellar. Eden puts them under there and said that she would, draw attention away. if anybody tries to go there. And then Sasha and Rosita use this as an opportunity to kind of escape. Sasha's been digging a hole underneath like a water thing to that only she knows the place to, and this is kind of when it gets separated into two separate storylines. So I'm gonna kind of talk about everything that went down at the hilltop because that's kind of where because that will be a nice transition from where I'm going. So Simon's the one that goes. I'm assuming Simon takes. I'm assuming like when it comes to everything, certain people are in charge of certain parts of the community. Negan's the one that's mainly in charge, but when he goes to Alexandria, it will either be Negan himself or Simon that goes. If Negan doesn't go, Simon always goes to the hilltop, and then obviously it's the people that go to the kingdom that are kind of in charge of that area. So I'm assuming certain people are in charge of certain things, and obviously Gregory comes back. Gregory and Simon have a conversation, and Simon tells Gregory that they're not going to stay long. We're just here looking for somebody. I think we were supposed to have thought that they were looking for Daryl because Daryl's kind of like a big priority of somebody that they're looking for. And Gregory says, well, we can have some scotch while we drink. And Simon doesn't want to do scotch. He does tequila. So that was kind of a whole thing where he wants to get Gregory interested in tequila. And unfortunately, the reason that the saviors are there is to take Dr. Harlan Coulson, who is the brother of the doctor that Negan murdered in episode 12, which I didn't make that connection because I didn't remember the doctor at the Hilltop's name, and obviously Dr. Coulson is upset that he has to leave because obviously he has patients there, and Maggie now is screwed, so, but he doesn't have a choice really. I think Gregory tried to talk him out of it, and he kind of, I think, tried to throw somebody under the bus, saying that someone's ego could get too big, and then they could end up taking over. It's like he's trying to throw somebody in his community under the bus. So Simon gives him like a car where he can make an appointment with them, and they take Dr. Coulson. And during this, somebody went to go down in the basement where they keep all the food pantry and stuff, where Dale and Maggie were hiding, and Eden tries to stop them, but by giving him vegetables, which he called veggies, and the guy wasn't happy about it, and the guy doesn't want, and she tries luring him away by making this person, let me see if I can find this person's name, yeah, it doesn't say, it just says a savior, and the savior doesn't buy Eden's plan to lure him away, and he forces her to leave and takes her knife. And then the savior tries to go under there and takes a bunch of food. And Dale was going to murder him, but Maggie stops him. And then the savior leaves. And Dale apologizes to Maggie because she feels like he's at fault for causing Glenn to die. Because, in a sense, he kind of did. When he punched Negan after he had murdered Abraham, and that caused Glenn to die. But Maggie doesn't blame him for it, and he talks about how Dale is one of the last good things in this world, and Glenn saw that in you, and Glenn was also one of the last good things in this world. So I actually liked this scene a lot, because this scene actually made sense. And then that was pretty much everything that went down at the hilltop. Really nothing really of note. I think I didn't hate this stuff that happened, but it was mainly filler. It was just kind of there. Really didn't lead anywhere. All they did was just take their doctor. So I wish something more significant would have happened, but it's not what happened. So then let's talk about like the other main, and then obviously too the continuing this tension that Gregory and Jesus have with each other. Because Gregory kind of tells Jesus that you really haven't been doing much recruiting as of late. And Jesus and Gregory get into some tension where Gregory threatens that the Saviors could possibly kill him, and Jesus gets upset about this. So I'm assuming what's going to happen is when Alexandria, the kingdom, and the Hilltop all get into the fight with the Saviors, it's going to lead to a big Gregory or Jesus dying. Probably Gregory, and then Jesus will take over the Hilltop. That's what should happen, but obviously we'll have to wait and see. And then Rosita and Sasha are going to kill Negan, and Sasha's trying to get to know Rosita, and Rosita is pretty much you could kind of see that there's still tension between the two because they were arguing about whether or not they could hotwire a car and stuff, and how to go about murdering Negan. Sasha wants to just do it from a distance, and Rosita wants to do it from the inside in case Sasha misses. So obviously there's some big tension going on there, and obviously she was pissed because Sasha was wearing the necklace she had made for Abraham back in season 6. I forget the episode. I think it was like episode 11. So I like that part of the episode. And then Rosita even makes a comment about it by saying, "Nice necklace," and talks about how she made it. And then they finally get to a building at the Hilltop. They break in and kill a bunch of walkers by lighting a car on fire. And Sasha was waiting for the opportunity to kill Negan. She has the gun that she gave her, which I forget the name of it because I know with the sniper. And they find out that Eugene's there, and he's kind of like in charge of everything in a sense. And then Rosita and Sasha kind of open up to each other. Rosita mainly opens up to Sasha, and she talked about kind of where she came from, and this is the first time we've really heard about this. So what I did like about this episode was this episode kind of gave us a background to who Rosita was. We find out Rosita was born with I don't know if they were brothers, but they talk about the past, how Rosita kind of talks about how she had people that taught her how to dislocate or disarm, I keep saying the wrong thing, bombs, hotwire cars, help her fight, and they always wanted to take care of her. But then eventually she started to outmature them, so she bounced. I don't know if she said bounce, but I'm saying bounced. And obviously everything kind of started to pick her up along the way. And why her and Abraham made such a good relationship is because Abraham knew that Rosita could take care of herself. And then when they got to Alexandria, they were heartbroken. She was heartbroken to see that Abraham kind of got his shit together before she did. And Abraham found out what he wanted, and he wanted Sasha, so that was what made her hate Sasha so much. And Sasha talks about how she was finally happy with everything, and Rosita even says too that she wishes she could tell Abraham that she was proud of him for getting his shit together before he died, but now she's lost that opportunity forever. Even though he could probably hear. This is gonna be a controversial thing I'm gonna say. If you believe in God and stuff, if you just they can, yeah. But I guess she wants to tell him face to face. And then Sasha says that she was finally happy, and Abraham would have wanted to go out fighting, and Abraham was robbed of that. And then they hug, and I think Rosita kind of in a sense apologized for hating Sasha for no reason. And overall, I like this scene. It was a nice way to kind of get to know who Rosita was, because we never really seen her open up this way before, so that was nice. And then the episode pretty much ends with Rosita and Sasha break into the place. They kill somebody, one of the saviors, and try to get Eugene to escape. But because Eugene's so loyal to Negan now, he doesn't want to. And then Sasha tells her to get the sniper, and Sasha uses this as a distraction so she can lock Rosita out. And Rosita says, "You're right." And then Sasha says, "You're right. It's not your time. I'm gonna take him down myself." And Sasha runs into the sanctuary and kills everybody. And Rosita's upset about this because now she's gonna feel at fault for getting Sasha killed if she dies anyways. Sasha in some trouble. And then when she leaves crying, she sees a dark figure holding a crossbow, watching over her. Now, I'm assuming it's Daryl, because earlier in the episode, Daryl had talked about how, was asking where Rosita and Sasha was. So maybe this could be Daryl or this could be somebody else, but I don't really know. But overall, that was the end of the episode. I enjoyed this episode overall. It was a decent episode. I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. I was expecting maybe a little bit of a better episode since it's getting to be towards the end of the season, but I hope these next 2 episodes are great episodes that really do a good job of setting up to this war we're going to have with the Hilltop, the Kingdom, Alexandria, and the Scavengers, and the Saviors. And obviously maybe another group that's going to join, but I don't really know. But overall, I enjoyed this episode. Decent episode. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm probably going to see if I can finish reviewing Season 7 today. So make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video for more, so that way people will watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe for more content and click on the bell so that way every time I upload a video, you guys will get the notification for it. And do the same thing for my CM Brothers channel. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.